Welcome back to the I Don't Know, Let's Ask My Mom podcast. I'm your host and the daughter, Annika.
And I'm your coach and the mom, Karen.
Awesome. Let's just get straight into it. And why don't you share your Q-tip of the day, Clover tip of the day?
Q-tip of the day is just because you can sense other people's emotions does not make you responsible for them.
So good.
Okay. And I actually wrote down like a little elaboration.
Okay.
It's a beautiful thing to be able to recognize other people's emotions. Not everybody has that ability, and to empathize and be sensitive to. I think that's just a beautiful gift that some people have. It's abusing the gift to think that their emotions and their current experience is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it becomes your responsibility to fix other people's feelings, you will eventually become resentful and then disconnect from them.
So true.
So it's just, right? It's like, it's really great to be able to go, ooh, I can see something's wrong or blah, blah, blah. What can I do to influence? But it's thinking that you are now in charge of that person's experience that is going to lead to a lot of problems.
Yeah. That is so good. I feel like it's so great. You can tell what other people are feeling and like read into that, read the room, as people say, but you don't always have to act on it because that can lead to resentment.
Yeah. Because some people need to kind of recognize that their emotions are information for them.
Okay.
And if you go rescue them from their emotions, they won't get the information that they need of what they're thinking right now.
It's true. Like, it's okay for other people to be feeling a negative emotion.
It's okay.
It's okay. You know,
and you can also be there just to support and let or just be there with them in it. But don't fix it, because then they're going to miss the opportunity of what they needed to change.
Okay. I love it. Let's hop into the story of the day. This one was sent in by a follower, and I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on it, because if you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, you know Karen has struggled with some chronic illness.
Okay.
You have rheumatoid arthritis. Lots of up and downs with that. We've talked about it on the podcast before. This is about an illness. And so I'm really intrigued to get your thoughts on it as a life coach, but also just as who you are as a person. So they reached out. They said, I recently got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I'm working on figuring out my next steps on dealing with this illness. There aren't a lot of answers right now. I've been given some medication to take, and I'm working with a doctor on the best steps for me. A lot of people I know either know somebody with Hashimoto's or have it themselves. And I feel like I'm hearing a lot of different advice on how to deal with my illness. It overwhelms me, and I feel helpless at times because everyone's experience with it is so different, and I don't know what's best for me.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I have been there. Yeah. This advice is coming from just someone who has a chronic illness.
Okay.
And I've been there. Okay. So not necessarily from my coaching tools, but maybe.
We'll get there.
Okay. So like, I think on another podcast episode, I shared kind of my journey with my rheumatoid arthritis. And I shared that like my sister also has it. And so she was diagnosed years before I did. So when I got diagnosed, I naturally went to her, right? Like, this is what my doctor wants me to be on, blah, blah, blah. And I followed her experience like it was going to be my own. And she's like, oh, don't take that. Like, I had an allergic reaction to that. So I fought my doctor, right? And I shared this in another episode of how that set me thinking that I needed to do what someone else did set me back years in my treatment. And I have had to like do a lot of work on not blaming myself and like, and my regret about it. I think it was a regret episode. And I had to really work on my regret about that. And so I can see where she is like, I need someone to tell me how this goes. But she said herself, everybody responds differently to Hashimoto's. Everybody's symptoms is going to be different.
Yeah.
And so you're like, it's great to get advice, but you're going to have to follow your internal like instincts. Right. And I think this is it's similar to like, you know, people with this is not similar at all, but like, I'm just going to use it as an example. It's like, people have social anxiety because they're scared. Like, and ultimately the fear is I might mess up. I might make a wrong decision. I might make a wrong social error, right? Like you're getting the anxiety because you think you're supposed to know things you don't know. And so you might just need to choose to go down a path. And I wish, like looking back, I would have just gone down the path of my doctor who's educated in this and not my sister's path, because me and my sister are two different people.
Yeah.
And I, but that's great. Like, this helps, like, being able to give this advice to someone else helps me kind of overcome my regret, right? Because now I know, like, until you know, you have to just choose to trust and just start somewhere.
Yeah.
You're going to have to just go down a road. And when you find out that that was not the right road, you can turn around and go down another road. But guess what? That's amazing that you even went down that road, because once you turn around, you know that's not the road.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, it's falling into, I don't want to make a mistake with this. I don't want,
Yes, that's what it feels
you need
like.
to accept you have it
Yeah.
and you don't know. And your doctor doesn't know everything. But all you can do, like, and then our survival brain wants us to just freeze and do nothing.
Yeah.
Until I know, like, what's best treatment for me, I can't move. No, you move.
Yeah.
You pick a road. Your doctor's showing you a road, and maybe people you're talking to show you a couple roads.
Yeah.
You're going to have to choose one, and you start your treatment. And then when you know, and as you go, this is just in life, as we go down roads, we start getting information. We start going, oh, this isn't the road. And then you turn around, and now you can either regret, or you can go, whoa, now I know that's not the road. So I've eliminated one of the roads.
Yeah.
And let it be a journey.
Yeah.
And don't think you need to know everything.
Wow, that's so. I
Because
think that's
it is
very
debilitating to, like, I don't know what to do. I can't take action.
I get that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And it's so true. Like, I feel like this person is stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been there.
At least from what I read. And she goes into more detail of the fact that, like, some people, I think she says some people do no gluten.
Yeah.
Some
yeah,
people
I've heard that.
do no dairy. Like, there's different diets you can go on with Hashimoto's. And so but other people say, oh, don't do that. It does nothing for you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I don't want to do that if I don't have to.
Right.
So it sounds like there's a lot of advice being given, but it sounds like there's so much where it's like, pause, there's no movement because I don't know what the next move should be.
Yeah.
So that all makes a lot of sense, I think, with this story.
Yeah.
With this,
And I get, like, I think get as much advice as you can, but you are going to have to pick a road.
Yeah.
And you need to, like, my advice is to choose not to beat yourself up. If you need to come back, you went down a mile down that road, you got to come back and go down another road. Okay. That's part of this journey.
Yeah.
Don't I feel like a lot of the anxiety can be eliminated if you just choose to make a deal with yourself. Hey, listen, I'm going to pick a road. I've got lots of advice. I kind of feel like I'm going to go down this road.
Yeah.
If it's not the right one and I have to turn around, I am not going to beat myself up because I am not certified in this disease.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah.
And I have to be okay with that, but I'm still going to take action. So that's my advice is I think you're scared to make a mistake and you're going to, and that's okay. And some I have had to take many medications to decide which one is the right one for me. So I've had to experience lots of different side effects, but in the end, I get to figure out which one works.
Yeah.
You've got to take risk and you got to make mistakes or you're never going to find out what you know now.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want her to just do it. Just go. Just invest. Just accept you have this disease and go.
It's just, I feel for this girl. Like, it's so scary when it comes to your physical health. It's like side effects you can experience or like things that are going to get so much harder if you choose to go down that road.
And that's
so hard.
The first step.
Yeah.
She just got diagnosed.
Yeah.
So right now, I think she needs to kind of just find some support. Maybe don't start with advice right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I think you might need to just find some support.
That's good.
And luckily, like, I do have a sister with it and she is a great support. And I've been able to bounce ideas off of her. Right. And so that was really nice to have someone, but I know a lot of people with Hashimoto's, and I just think before the advice, maybe work on acceptance.
Yeah.
And support.
That could be really good.
First.
I agree.
Because I think you're dealing with a little bit of like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
That's really hard to start making decisions and listening to advice when you're not even fully accepted it yet.
And like,
Yeah.
what? Now I have to deal with this?
Yeah.
Because isn't Hashimoto's like, you kind of have it for the rest of your life? Like, that's not really something that goes away.
That's what, it's a thyroid.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But I'm
the rest
sure
of
that
my
there's
life.
things that like help support a healthier life with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it can be reversed, or I don't know. I know there's medication.
Yeah, I know there's medication for it. But yeah, I feel like that's so good because we get stuck, even with not health related stuff, so many options. I'm just not going to make an option. I'm just not going to make a decision right now.
Yeah.
There's too many.
Yeah.
You can feel so
Overwhelmed.
frozen.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really good advice. That's awesome. I was really interested to know what you were going to think because of your whole past. And I know you've been there where it's like, I don't even know what the right thing to do
I think
is.
just like she needs, after she gets that support and after she gets the acceptance down, you're just going to have to really work on your relationship with yourself if you find a road that you have to go back. Like, what are you going to do with regret?
Yeah.
I mean, I've transformed my regret into just helping other people. Like, right? Like when someone comes to me, it's like, I just got diagnosed with RA. I'm like, let me share what I've learned.
Yeah.
I don't tell them what to do because like every body's different. Everybody responds to medications differently.
Right.
So telling her to go on a certain diet, well, that doesn't help because she's not you.
Yeah.
You can share your story, but like, she's going to have to eventually just figure it out on her own, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we think that like, oh, if I find someone else with this disease, I'll know exactly what to do. No, that's not the truth.
not the
Because
case.
we all have different bodies.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have to embrace your own journey
It's just a journey.
and decide ahead of time what you're going to do when you found that something didn't work. I wouldn't even call it a mistake.
Right.
Right? Like it's just like, but once
check,
you
that was
realize
not it.
that that's not it. Yeah. Just recognize, that set me back, but what do I now know? Mm-hmm. And you get to decide what you're going to focus on, that you took that medicine for 2 months and you lost 2 months, or that now I know that medicine, I never have to try again.
Yeah.
Or that diet.
How are you going to think about it?
Yeah.
So good. I love that. I hope that helped her because
too.
God,
too.
it's such a sad thing.
Me too. It's
a
hard.
thing. Yeah.
But it's part of life. And our challenges are designed to help us grow and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't ever find out how strong we are if we never have one.
Yeah. Very true. Thank you for that. Thank you for listening to this episode, guys. You can subscribe here on YouTube if you're with us. You can find us on Instagram or TikTok at IDK Let's Ask My Mom. If you have a story you want to share with Karen, get advice on, you can email us in the link in our bio. You can DM us. We want to hear what you have to say. So we love you guys. And always remember to mother your mind.